A split second. That's all it takes to turn your world completely upside down, in a way most people can't possibly imagine. 22 years ago, our world was changed forever when my son Mark, following in his dad's footsteps as a football player, was paralyzed from the neck down. But I promised Mark and myself those first few days that we would find a cure and someday get him and others like him out of their wheelchairs. I'm proud to say we've never been closer than we are right now. The new Human Clinical Trials Initiative will allow us to fulfill our mission, reach our goal line, and change medical history for not only my son Mark and millions like him, but also for those families you're about to see.
The cruel irony of paralysis is that it often occurs to those pursuing a passion in their lives, a passion that helps define who they are. For Sergeant Steve Holloway, that passion was serving our country.
I didn't have to go to Iraq. I felt that it was, it was very important, the cause was right, and I would rather have to fight this fight than have my kids fighting it. You see it all, from children being blown apart in the streets to your guys shot.
Then, while responding to a call to help find 2 missing soldiers, Steve was shot by a sniper.
I felt my legs go numb like that right away. I knew that I had a spinal injury. That's all I could think about, my wife and my kids, and praying to God that, let me see my family again. Being paralyzed like this, it's one of those things that I could never imagine it before I was injured. It's definitely the hardest thing, I've ever had to do, and you gotta dig deep sometimes. Do as much as I can for now, and hopefully down the road things will change.
For Patriot Steve Holloway and millions like him, down the road has never been closer. Equestrian champion and Olympic medalist Gerardo Tazer was the pride of Mexico. Horses meant everything to the entire Tazer family. But then, their passion for horses would betray them. Tragedy struck while 12-year-old son Piero was riding in his first equestrian competition.
The horse tripped, Piero fell, and the horse fell on top of him. And a doctor came out and said, right now your son is quadriplegic and blind. We don't know if he's going to make it and live. And I remember I came out, I kneeled down, and I begged to God, please take him back with you.
Piero Tazer passed away that day, doing what he loved best. 9 years later, the Tazers would once again feel betrayed by something they loved so dearly. Anna Rita remembers receiving the phone call that would redefine their lives.
It was Gerardo's friend. He said to me, Anna, Gerardo fell off the horse and he cannot move. She put the telephone to Gerardo, and Gerardo told me, I think this is it. I am dying, I cannot breathe, cannot move.
In that moment, I thought in my son's accident, I didn't want my wife and my daughter have another experience like that.
Gerardo would survive the fall, but this proud equestrian champion now faces his biggest hurdle.
It makes such a difference in life from one second to the other that I think is tough in everyone. It's tough in my daughter. For Gerardo, I cannot see him without the horse.
It's something special I have inside that I cannot look my life without horses.
When you have your husband paralyzed, everything becomes black.
Through all that has happened to the Tazers, Gerardo still dreams that someday he will get back in the saddle and once again return to the sport that his heart has never left.
Hi. My name is Christian.
Say your prayers.
Spinal cord injuries in children are devastating for the child, earth-shattering for the family. Christian became paralyzed 9 years ago when the Russell family was returning from a road trip. The Russells were almost home when a car coming from the opposite direction lost control.
We made severe impact, and the first thing I heard was Christian's dead. Sorry. I remember refusing to believe it. I don't think I could handle burying my 1-year-old. Next thing we know, we're being educated on what spinal cord injuries are. What's gonna happen? What can happen? It's not just his life that's gonna change. Your life is gonna change. Your family's gonna change. Everything is different now.
I mean, his injury being so high, C1, C2, kind of gives us a lot of additional things to work against. The vent alone creates issues.
You always can be 2 minutes out. If you go to the bathroom, he pops off. Come back, there's no air.
This is life and death. This will be a daily battle for us. If I go to bed and lay down for a good night's sleep, will my night nurse fall asleep? And my son pop off? And nobody here? Well, while I'm sleeping, am I allowing him to suffocate? That's the reality.
Since it began, the Miami Project has grown into the world's largest, most comprehensive research center in the field of spinal cord injuries, and is now on the brink of a groundbreaking human clinical trials initiative.